Yeah, YouTube fam, you see the smile on my face. It's a Maverick in the building again. Happy times to Jamaica. 2 more medals in at the back. Tyler Mason and of course Orlando Bennett. Yeah, bronze and silver in the men's sprint hurdles. And let me tell you up front, quick and fast. Them 2 medals here are what we call bonus medals. These 2 medals, I don't see any of the experts, any of the pundits, not even the Maverick, saw these 2 coming. These 2 came from out of left field. See it? And right now, we medal count, Jamaica medal count up to 5 medals. And I don't know if you all realize, we don't get the man in my whole for beaten last year for the Olympics. But 4 of those medals, Kishian, Oblique, Orlando Bennett, and Tyler Mason, 4 of them have been won by the men. So big up the damn them, who not do nothing. Of course, the championship not done yet. And me did predict 8 medals. And it looked like we on course. Could go even beyond 8 medals. We did lose 1 in the women's sprint hurdles when we did have Akira Nugent for steal 1. But Orlando Bennett is a national champion. He went to Calabar High School in at the time when they had that great Calabar, dominant Calabar team with Christopher Taylor and Dejo Russell. Orlando Bennett was a part and parcel of that team. He was one of the big superstars because, as me say, Taylor and Russell and the other man, them was the bigger names in the Calabar setup them time. The dominant Calabar team will win, I think, put about 7 champs straight. Bennett was a part of that team. Obviously, he matriculated and he matriculated well. Is what you call the progression of an athlete in Orlando Bennett. Steady progression. And when you see them in the early rounds, you kind of figure, say, wow, it is possible for this youth to do some damage. But it was more hopeful than optimistic. Tyler Mason now, him is a veteran. They run long time. My 30-year-old now. He ran for Jamaica College at Champs. Remember him as a young sprint hurdler at Champs that come through the classes at Champs to JC. Tyler Mason, with a name like Tyler Mason. And last night, I run joke with somebody and say, you know that a Tyler is really a Mason? And this man named Tyler Mason. so that name they kind of stick with me. And what happened with Tyler Mason, remember now, basically been competing, been trying, been knocking at the door for a minute now, you know. But remember, we had some dominant hurdlers. You know, McLeod and Ansel Parchment who won world titles and Olympic titles. And credit to Tyler Mason. He never give up the ghost. He kept going, although he never got that look in before, you know. He's the first senior national Jamaica team in America, you know. And this is what you call the seizing of an opportunity. We have to give him a whole of credit. Because up to last year when I think he fell short by the tops. And I remember seeing him last year competing at trials, and I said to myself, say, yo, Tyler Mason still at it. But as me say, it's never too late for a shower rain. And credit must go out to Tyler Mason, especially for his persistence and sticking with it. Look here, we watch these athletes, you know, when them go at the World Championships and the Olympics go compete, you know. And, you know, a lot of people indifferent. As the way if them win, then say, yeah, if them don't win, people just say, sure, we go about to business. But you have to appreciate the effort of these athletes, you know, every single one of them, you know. But you see an athlete like Tyler Mason, with film stories so convoluted and so filled with obstacles. And when a man can fight his way through all of them, when it's not adversity, or just his circumstances, where he has had to compete with some of the best hurdlers in the world during his time. And he have to play 2nd and 3rd and 4th fiddle to them through his entire career almost. And he never give up hope. And him stick with it and him fight and see it, you know, glory. You could have seen it in the early rounds, you know. So them they look like, both of them, both him and Orlando Bennett, look like them could have threatened the medal podium, you know. But as me say, if you deal with it analytically, it was always more out of hope than optimism. Say that one out of them 2 man or best case scenario, 2 of them grab a medal. So big up Tyler Mason and Orlando Bennett. 5 medals now for Jamaica. Where can this end up? Remember now, we have medals on a project for the 4x1 men and the 4x1 women. But I relay them there, you know. Anything can happen, I relay, you know. You have mishaps that can happen, button can drop, man can run out of the zone, etc., etc. So those are really predictions based more on hoping that everything go right. But in terms of quality, obviously Jamaica would be favored with the men's 4x1. And again, for the women's 4x1, we should be able to make the podium. Me have gold medal prediction for both of them, you know. And of course, the women's 4x4, I think we give the women's 4x4 a chance at a medal. So I think we give them a bronze. And of course, we have one outside medal when we did have for Nikisha Price in the women's 400. But I look on the 400 semi-final them earlier, I say, Papa, Jesus, it was hard, you know. she qualified for the final still. But Sidney McClacken round there, you know. And the other specialists, well, Sidney McClacken and the specialist 400-meter runner them round there, you know. So it got tough for Nikisha Price to get the medal. But, you know, we are keeping fingers crossed for that one. But it looked like, people, that the Maverick could be right on point with the medal prediction, you know. Remember, so we have Shericka Jackson going at the 200 meters later in the meters, well, you know. Yeah, where Jillian Alfred gone home with her injury. And of course, she will only have now Melissa Jefferson Wooden to contend with. And Shericka Jackson, the defending champion, so you kind of figure, say, she not going to go to the championship without a medal, so she going to come and let it all hang out on the track. So yes, Jamaica could still get in excess of the 8 medals where the Maverick predicted. Conservatively. As we say, if Shericka obliged, and this 4x1 relay is obliged, and the 4x4 relay obliged, we don't know anything is possible. But regardless of what happened, it has been a good championship for Jamaica so far. Really good championship. The colors look bright and pretty on the international stage. Unmistakable, conspicuous, outer class. It's one of them time there when we're on the international stage and we are compete where you're proud buck, your chest buff up, because you don't know Jamaica loud and clear. And people, don't underestimate the spin-on effect of that early 100 meters title win by Oblique Civil, you know. I remember over the years when we were dominant in a track and field, Usain Bolt normally set the tone because the 100 meters always run early in these meets. And because Usain Bolt was so imperious and dominant, when Bolt go out there and dominate the blue ribbon event, the big bad 100 meters and set the world talking, it's like it used to have a ripple positive effect on the rest of the Jamaican camp. And we suspect that with the 1-2 from Oblique Civil and Kishane Thompson, it have that kind of kick-on effect on the rest of the Jamaican camp. Remember, we have Shanique Ricketts for going at the triple jump. We have Tajay Gale in the men's long jump who look medalish as well. So look here, the Maverick medal prediction could get blown out of the water, you know. We are open praise still and we want it to happen. We want to get the medal prediction wrong in a positive way. That means that we get more than we bargained for, just like we got in the men sprint relay. Again, big up Orlando Bennett, the World Championship silver medalist. And of course, big up Tyler Mason, the World Championship bronze medalist. It sound good, eh? It sound really good. It sound really good. I remember we also have Brian Level in the men's 200. Oh, it's an outside shot, but Level has been improving so fast this year, people, that you can never tell. I think the sky is the limit for him as a youngster as well, 21-year-old, looking to do some damage in that big-time event as well. So the excitement continue. The adrenaline still afloat, and the Maverick is still the Maverick with the best and most credible opinion, fair and fearless analysis. Some people only say, Maverick, you are the best and most credible analyst when it comes to sport. But certain things, you must leave it alone. Me catch you know. You can't say me are the best and most credible when it comes to sport. But when the analysis and the conclusions formed and the opinions formed don't align with yours, you say me no good, me for stay on sports. Me catch you know, all of the excitement though, we have the question for asking still, you know. How much Maverick? How many Mavericks? How many singular Maverick? One Maverick, and a few. Definitely not two. One Maverick.